everyone, welcome to Rep Sports. I am Shorjani Chatterjee and joining me today is Snehashish Mukherjee. And this is a very short post-match live that we're doing because you all know that India, they're having a very busy day at the Commonwealth Games, back-to-back medals. So the publishing shift over here in India, it's a little busy. However, however, we are here to talk about today's match. And then once again, Snehashish, what a match. Definitely, a lot of people have been commenting about Jemimah, but Lauren Bell, I think we have to begin the conversation by talking about Lauren Bell. Because, coming in and bowling those last five balls, the last ball, especially someone like a Danny Watt Hodge, who was already in good touch and already had scored a half century, she was there standing at the crease and then bowling the last ball to her, only requiring 4 runs to win. It was a pressure situation for Lauren Bell. So, overall, your analysis of the match.
I think excellent. Loat, the way Southern Brave has mastered this art of winning games from nowhere. I think it's brilliant. I think 3 games, you are still might be thinking that Southern Brave are still yet to play their best game, their A+ game. Because in all 3 games, it was one stage where we all thought maybe this game is gone for Southern Brave. But then they made a comeback and then they end up winning the game, right? So again, 3 back-to-back wins for them. Excellent start for Sophie Molyneux and co. But as you mentioned, Lauren Bale, I think excellent. Last 5 balls when when Sophie Molyneux took the decision, I think it was obviously that was the only option. But if you see the start of Lauren Bale in this game with the ball was not that great. But still, Sophie Molyneux showed that belief that when the tough situation will arrive in the last 5 balls, I will really go for someone like Lauren Bale, and she went for that, and the decision paid off. I think excellent. I think last 5 balls were excellent. She put belief on her slowers, the variation it worked for her, and even in the last ball, obviously it was kind of a full toss, but Danny White Hodge made that full toss because she came down the wicket. She came down the wicket because if she could have stayed, in the crease,
Later
yeah,
on in the replay also it was shown that if she would have
yes,
stayed at the crease, then it
yeah,
would
it was
have
a
gone
yellow.
below her knee
Yeah,
level. Yes.
exactly. It would have been a yellow. So I think excellent. But again, goes to I think Sophie Molyneux. I think not only Lauren Bell, I think you have to talk about last 15 balls. The 5 balls that Wong bowled, the 5 balls that Molyneux bowled, the penalty made over. Captain took the decision. Captain did the job by herself. Again, a brave captain from the southern brave captain. So, and then obviously, Lauren Bell did the job. I think excellent. And this team has somehow managed to come out of those situations. And I think, as I have said several lives earlier also, that champion team always know how to come out from difficult situation despite not playing that top cricket or top quality cricket game. So some Southern Brave has been showing that, and now 3 wins for in 3 games. Excellent.
Absolutely, and what we also have to keep in mind is that there was an opportunity of a run out. I think Lizelle Lee fumbled. If that would have been taken, one of the batters would have been, run out, and it would have been a more thrilling match. But to be very honest, Ashish, it looked like an easy win for MI London. Where do you think they went wrong? Because Hayley Matthews, she gave the initial start, and then Hayley Matthews was dismissed, but they had someone like a Danny Watt Hodge on the crease. She'd already scored 50 runs. Where did it go wrong for MI London? It was an easy match to win.
See, I think obviously the target was a bit tricky. I will say obviously it was not a difficult bat wicket. It was tough, but still considering that you know what to target and considering the options they had, and as you mentioned, the start they have courtesy of Haley Matthews, it was expected that they could done better job. But I think again, when Haley Matthews got out, I think that was the first momentum moment where we thought maybe Southern Brave make a comeback. And then Holly Armitage played decent enough, but still I think she could have done better again. And the same problem which we saw Laura Ulbert facing in the first game and then Jemimah faced in the last game, in the second game, I am saying that Danny White Hodge was there, but she was not being able to time the ball. She was not being able to find the gaps. She was struggling. She was struggling to time the ball. So eventually, she ended up being unbeaten. Ended up scoring that unbeaten 50. It's fine. They lost by only 1 run, but still, I think somewhere they failed to to combat that gap between the runs and balls. They kept it very late. At one stage, it looked like they have manage that gap, because that over, I think they took charge against, if I'm not wrong, I think Tilly Coleman. I think that was a very good over for MI London. They took that attack. And before that one over, what I mentioned, that till 85 balls, the equation looked in very favorable for MI. But again, those excellent decision, all those 15 balls, excellent execution under pressure, it was not easy. Just see the length where Sophie Molyneux bowl, being a spinner, Yorker length constantly, and the consistency and the confidence that she had, I think excellent as a bowler. So I think overall we have to give credit to the bowling unit of Southern Brave. 1 second as a unit, they succumbed the pressure and they performed under that. And one more player, I think in the pre-match questions were there regarding Sarah Glenn. I think today Sarah Glenn bowled well. Today Sarah Glenn bowled well, looked very good in terms of hitting the perfect line and length, bowling at a right pace. And there was a chance that she could have ended one or two more wickets. I think Jamie tried an excellent catch. More, she somehow managed that catch. I think 80-90% it was done, but somehow while landing, I think the ball went out of her hands. But overall, I think Sarah Glenn overs were very crucial. Those 15, I don't know, I think 15 or 20, maybe 20 balls she bowled. So whatever the balls she bowled, I think she was brilliant. That also helped in the middle overs, but mainly those last 15 balls they performed under it. We have to give kudos, credit to, I think, the Southern Brave batters more than talking about where MI batters failed, MI London
Absolutely.
batters failed.
Rightly mentioned. Um, yes, and now that we were talking about Haley Matthews, you gave in the previous answer. We have spoken about Haley Matthews as the batter, but Haley Matthews as the bowler today. 4 wickets. I think we need to have an in-depth discussion about Haley Matthews as the bowler as well.
Yeah, I think not surprising. I think she has a knack of taking wickets. She always takes wickets, be it for franchise teams or for her national team West Indies. So not very surprising. I think at any point this performance was around the corner. So 4 wickets good, and I think that somehow helped her in the confidence as a batter as well for her. I think as a batter, that is why she got that good start. But again, I think as a batter, she would have wanted to stay more maybe. If she would have stayed there more, things could have been easy for MI London. So I think in the pre-match also we're discussing the same, that for MI London to do well as a batting unit, their openers need to do well. So it was good to see scoring those that 30 for Haley Matthews, and then this unbeaten 50 for Danny Whitehurst. But still, I think somewhere this batting unit have to work on their approach. I think they are not doing the right thing at the right moment. That is why in the end, it still they are saying okay, 10 or 15 balls remaining, still a big task situation. Somehow under pressure, they are not being able to absorb that and perform. So I think something is not going well as a batting unit for MI London. But as an all-round performance, I think Haley Matthews must be happy after today's performance. 4 wickets with the ball, good start with the bat, 30 run. So from Hart's perspective, I think she did the job. But still, as a unit, they are not doing good, and it could have been and going forward after this all this game. I think things are not looking that good for him, Milan.
And maybe for the first time in our show, we have just reversed the order. We have started with the team that has lost, and now we are shifting our focus to the team that has won. Southern Brave, once again, Ashish, you mentioned also in the beginning of the show, out of all the matches that they've played, all the matches were, a thriller, and none of us expected them to go out there and win. But once again, now that we're talking about Southern Braves, first question to you, Jemimah. She once again scored runs today. Your thoughts? And people are actually commenting about her as well. I think there was a comment which said, I think Jemmy can and should Sophie Molyneux. The way she handles pressure, I think,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
Sophie Molyneux in DC. I think
No,
Rooks
no,
is
no, no,
saying.
no. This comment is saying that Jemmy should captain instead of Sophie Molyneux.
Okay,
That will
okay.
help Jemmy in the next WPL. That is all that I can understand from the comment.
Okay. Okay. If Shorjani have has understand you, I think it might be then it's okay. I don't know that whether she will get the captaincy here or not. I think Sophie Molyneux is doing a fantastic job. But if you ask me, I think Sophie Molyneux can be a good option for DC. And the way Sophie Molyneux has shown the capability of performing under pressure, I think that can help as a unit for DC, because DC have been going for those finals, and somehow they are not being able to cross that finishing line under pressure. So maybe for someone like Sophie Molyneux can help the team as a unit. So let's see whether that happened or not in coming days. For Jemimah, I think very happy. Back to back play of the match award for Jemimah. And today, I think from ball one, she looked good. I think she was being able to find those gaps. She was hitting boundaries and very important runs. If you see, three batters scored for them mainly. I think Maya Boucher, it was a great start from her. 140 strike rate, she batted
Yes,
brilliantly.
yes.
Then obviously
Laura
Laura
Ulbert.
Ulbert and Jemimah, yeah, Laura Ulbert and Jamie partnership. I think that partnership shaped the game for them. But again, two good 30s. Obviously, Jamie batted a better strike rate. As I mentioned, today from the fast ball onward, she looked good. And the way she was adjusting and according to the the pace of the deliveries playing her shots, it was so good to see. So that is what you need from Jemima. Game by game, you need consistency from Jemima, and it's good to see back to back two player of the match game. And again, when you see Jemima doing well, the expectation becomes so much higher. So now again, we expect maybe in the next game, Jemima should come out and play beautifully. So let's see how she does.
Absolutely. And Sanju Fly one in says that I feel Jemima is given full freedom to play in her style in 100. Indian team should also do the same. Do you think that,
I
Snehashish? Do you agree with that?
I kind of agree. I kind of agree to Sanju, and I think this is the last line that he mentioned. I think this is what we all three discussed at the start of the tournament. That this tournament can give Team India management that platform to see in which role which player can do well. If they are doing well in a certain role in this franchise league for a certain franchisee, then this role can be pivotal for also going into the national side. So I think what Sanju mentioned here, I think if she's doing well in this particular role and back-to-back games she's doing well now three games, two player of the match, that is also back-to-back. So Team India management might take a leap out of it, and maybe it is right time to give that particular role in the senior team as well to Jemima. But can it happen? How can it happen? I think that is their duty. I think that is something remains to be seen. So let's see whether that can happen. But as of now, Jemima looking good, back to back two good games. But again, only three games happened in a tournament. Two good games have already gone for Jemima. Still, if you really want to be an exceptional player, you have to be consistent throughout the tournament, not three, 4 or 5 games. So let's see how she does going forward.
Absolutely, Snehashish. And you have spoken about Sophie Molyneux, Easy Wong, and Lauren Bell, the three bowlers who initially changed the whole game. But however, if I have to ask you individually, Sophie Molyneux, I mean, how impressive has she been? Because we've been talking about her, in each and every pre and post match show. Like after, I think she has consistently performed. Even for Australia during the World Cup, we've seen how crucial she is. And do you feel that the kind of bowling that she showed today was better than the kind of bowling that she showed in the previous match?
No, I think all three games. I think she has been brilliant with the ball. If you go by the run per ball, the numbers, I think it has been brilliant. And even she is taking wickets. And the best part is that she's bowling at the toughest phase. Whenever the things are not looking good, she is there as a captain. She is taking the responsibility and she is delivering. The same thing that someone like Danny Gibson tried to do instead of giving the ball to Dipti Sharma in the Sunrisers game. But that decision didn't come good, so she got criticized. But somehow Sophie Molyneux, whatever decision that she's taking, be it regarding herself, be it regarding other team members, it's clicking and it's clicking beautifully for the team as a unit. So I think she has been brilliant as a bowler, as a batter, also good contribution with the bat. I think this match only, I think she failed to score some significant runs with the bat. Otherwise, in the previous two games, there were good contribution with the bat as well. And as a leader, if you see throughout the game, I think it was Grewcock bowling leg spinner, and she bowled beautifully. By the way, she also bowled beautifully, good line, and she kept the batters in check also. But I think mostly after one or two deliveries, every time Sophie Molyneux was there talking to the bowler and setting the fielding according to the bowler's need. The bowler was given the complete, freedom that what fielding set you need, you just tell me, I will set accordingly. So that is what you need. And when a bowler sees that, I think from a captain, I think that kind of helped the bowler to set her rhythm as well. So I think as a captain, she has been brilliant. The way the communication, the way she has communicated to its players and all, I think she has been good. So yeah, three games, three fantastic games for them, three wins. So now a World Cup winning captain is now maybe eyeing for a 100 trophy as well. So she has been brilliant, no doubt about that. And again, I am saying that when she became captain, we all had some questions regarding her fitness only, but somewhere she has proved that she is an excellent game reader. The way she reads the game, I think it's very exceptional and maybe far better than most of the top gaming, top cricketers around the world.
Correct, Snehashish. Now here Sanju is asking that at what point MI London lost the game today? Now, before you answer this question, Snehashish, I think that the point where they lost the game was when Holly Hamitaj, when she got out, because she was the captain, and I think she was scoring at a very high rate. Now, Danny Wathodge definitely was at the crease, but somewhere or the other, did we like get to see an explosive innings from her? That is my question to you.
Yes, I also, kind of agree because first thing I think, when Helly Matthews got out, I think that was the first blow that they had. But still, as Rojan mentioned, Ole Armitage still, despite getting a little bit struggle in the initial stage, she also scoring run at a certain stage after a certain point. But when she got out, and maybe somewhere, I think Danny Whitehurst, as I mentioned earlier, she was struggling throughout the innings. Yes, she scored that unbeaten 50 and all everything. They lost by 1 run, I can understand, but she was struggling because this is not the Danny Whitehurst that we saw in the recent T20 World Cup. She was batting in a defense zone. So somehow it is not reflecting here. But still, I think Nicola Carey did her best after coming out to bat. I think she did her best. But again, I will give again credit to the last 15 balls which Wong, Molyneux, and Bale bowled. I think under the pressure they were excellent. They executed their plans beautifully because otherwise the equation was in favor of MI London, no doubt about that.
Yes, Ashish, and now that you've mentioned Nicola Carey, it reminds me that the last five balls, it was Nicola Carey who bowled for MI London. And although she was bowling to the tail enders, what we have to keep in mind is the fact that she gave three dots. The last three balls of the first innings were dots. So how crucial was Nicola Carey as a bowler today?
Good because see, Shojan, I think in this kind of chase where the ball gripping a bit, the pitch is kind of fluid. Nicola Carey is a bowler that you would love to have in your team. I think Nicola Carey with her variation, the kind of pace at which she bowls generally, I think it kind of favors her in this kind of pitches. So I think she was good with the ball, decent enough. As I mentioned, with the bat also she tried her best. So as an all-rounder, I think she's a good option to have. Yes, in the pre-match when we got that comment that she should bat at number 7, 8, or 9 to because for Australia only she will get only that role only because there are so many options that they have. But as I mentioned, in franchise cricket, you might not see Nicola Carey batting at 7, 8, or 9. You might see her batting at number 5 or number 6 maximum. Even today, we saw at number 5. So I'm not disappointed with the batting number. I think it was good that she was sent and she tried her best. But as you mentioned, though despite bowling to tailenders, obviously at death overs against any whom against anyone if you bowl dot ball it's precious. So I think it was good performance from her, but see, I think ultimately whatever performance is there, these are not going well for MI London. Things are not looking good as a unit for them, and it is high time in the next game if they did not come back, things could have been would have been more trickier for them going forward.
Correct. I'll just take a few more comments. Manisha Bharadwaj is saying, Snehashi sir, there are two teams with the same capital name. London Spirits and MI London. Now, which is the home team for London fans? And does it also have disadvantage for others? Actually, it's a good question, Snehashi. Even I was wondering the same thing.
See, I think MI London name is the first time they are using, right? I think before this, they were known as Over Invincibles. So I think from that perspective, I think the separate fan base should be still there, and I believe that is there because obviously, if you see London Spirit and MI London also use different grounds. I think for MI London is the Oval, right? And for London Spirit, it's the Lords. So different grounds. So you expect different fan base to have. And as I mentioned, for last time in this edition, you are seeing the EMI London. They have been rebranded because Mumbai Indians, the same owner has brought the stake. So I think obviously there is a seven fan base, no doubt about that. And because I have been in both stadiums, right, few 1 month earlier. So I saw that there is a huge difference when it comes to the distance. It is not like that in a same city or somewhere like maybe in 10 meter or 20-meter distance these two stadiums are located. There's a huge difference completely different side of cities. So I think different side of fan base are still there. I think they enjoy their game, they enjoy their team, no doubt about that. But yes, for a new fan to enjoy this tournament or to come up to know about this tournament, they might get a little bit confused. Okay, am I London and London Spirit? So yeah, they might get a little bit confused, but I think enough fans are out there already to help them out. So yeah, I think there should be not an issue. And see, I think in the same city there are so many teams, so many teams always. Not yeah, in cricket you might see less, but in football there are. In our city only, in Kolkata, say East Bengal, Mohun Bagan, Mohammedan, and even and that is good that in cricket
Actually,
you have
if you
a
just
separate
take
ground.
focus to European football also, there's this one
Yes,
particular team that you follow a lot, and
yes,
they also have two teams, and there's a rivalry. Just reminding you.
yes. Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, and see in Kolkata in football there is only one ground, and both East Bengal and Mohun Bagan use that ground as home ground. So it happens. So it happens, and I think this London thing is quite common. Like the Manchester in football, Manchester United and Manchester City, same city but two different stadiums. So yes, that kind of a thing. But separate fan base, no doubt about it, and hopefully that trend will continue.
Correct. Okay, so now we are back to Jemima because Smriti over here was saying that India needs to find someone to bat at number three, and Jemmy to bat at number four. Do you think Jemmy should come in at four?
Jimmy can come in at four, but then you have to use Harmanpreet Kaur at number five. So at this stage, at number five, I think she can do the job, no doubt about that. But for a long time, how can it be fruitful? I think that is the question. See, I think going forward, I think after 2 or 3 years, this is going to happen. Jemimah will bat at number four, maybe. And at number three, you might see, Yastika doing the job. You might see maybe someone like Anushka doing the job. So I think there are so many players who can do the job at number three. Even I will come with a name like maybe Brinda Dinesh. Brinda Dinesh can be an opener and can bat at number three. So going forward at number three, you might get this players. But the problem is that when Harmanpreet is team playing, will you take the decision of playing Harmanpreet at number five with number six at which yes, Harmanpreet can hit those sixes, but right now the batting template of Harmanpreet is kind of she comes out, she takes some time and then she goes for the big shots. I think obviously the age is a factor. You cannot expect that Harmanpreet Kaur of 2017 that she will come out and hit five sixes or 5 6s in the first 10 balls. This will not gonna happen. So I think considering all these aspects, I think this is a huge decision that India might take. But as of now, I don't think so. I think Captain Harmanpreet Kaur will stick to the number four position. Jemimah and Yastika again, maybe according to the situation, according to the opposition, they might change between the number three and number five position right now. So let's see what they do going forward.
Can you see Jemima as future Indian captain? First, we want to see Smriti as the captain. Then maybe we can think about Jemima, right, Snehashish?
Yes. Yes, obviously. Smriti is the front runner. She has been the vice captain. So, logically, she is the front runner and she should be the next captain. So, let's see whether that happen or not. But yes, going forward, Jemima is definitely a candidate, no doubt about that. And that is why I am saying that DC will not take that harsh call. I think WPL is a great platform for Jemima to rehearse that role, to do well in that role, to gain the experience. So I think that is why maybe I think WPL is a great chance for her, and it is good that she started that in a very good manner. Taking the team in the first season as a captain, to the final. So let's see how she does in the upcoming season. But definitely a front runner, a top candidate for Indian captaincy in coming years.
Okay, last few comments before we close the show. Uh, okay, so over here, okay, Astha is here. So Astha is saying Southern Brave is handling their nerves in pressure situations. And also Shrishti was also saying that how did they win the match? It is giving DC vibes. But DC would have choked. Kind of true. Then she also comes back and says they should reduce boundary size. Do you agree with that, Snehashish? Do you think the boundary sizes should be reduced? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. And I think this reducing boundary size, I think has not helped the Indian men's team. when it comes to IPL. I think in IPL we have seen that reducing boundary size. So yeah, in that tournament we see so many sixes and all, but when then the Indian boys go to play in Australia or England, the boundary size get bigger, and it kind of give trouble to them. So I think it shouldn't happen. I think the girls have been doing well, and this tournament has been pretty good so far. If you see all the matches so far, I think they has been pretty well so far. So I think there's no chance, or there should be no discussion regarding the direction of boundary size. And because the talent, if any player has the talent, if any player has the power, they definitely will, unleash their shots and go over the top of the boundary. So not doubt about that.
Okay, so last comment before we close the show. They're saying that which team will make it for the playoffs. Now, I am going to say something completely out of the syllabus and say Birmingham Phoenix, Trent Rockets. These are the two teams I'm going for the finals, Nehashish. I know it's a
Oh,
wild guess.
oh.
It's a very bold and a brave
Mm,
comment that I've passed, but I'll go with Birmingham Phoenix and Trent Rockets. At least I
okay.
hope one of them reaches the finals. Your
Yes,
thoughts?
yes. Still, I think Wales pad is okay. They played so well in the first game, but taking the name of Birmingham Phoenix, it's a very bold call from Shorjani, because Birmingham Phoenix batted so beautifully in the first game. Then the next game, it got washed off due to rain. So still a bold call from Shorjani. But for me, as of now, obviously, Southern Brave is the front runner. I think Manchester Super Giants, yes, they didn't play the second game because of rain. Rain, it was washed out. But yes, they look good. Wales were obviously one team, and I think London Spirit. I think London Spirit has that game in them to make a comeback. So let's see. I think over the years I have seen them making comeback. So let's see. As of now, I will take this one name, but a long way to go for the player. Semi-final and final. Many things will be changing heading into that position.
And just like Southern Braves just won this match today, the same way Birmingham Phoenix, they are also going to win and reach the finals. That is my prediction for today. Okay, so on that note, we are going to close today's show. Unfortunately, we won't be there tomorrow for the pre-match and the post-match show, and we apologize, because tomorrow is a busy day for
because you guys
India.
because you guys might be waiting for us, but unfortunately tomorrow, so many work is already there, so it will be difficult for us to come. I know that tomorrow three Indians will be action, because I think it's Sunriser Leeds versus Manchester Super
Versus
Giants.
Manchester, yes.
So yeah, so Dipti, me and Ja,
Ja.
all three will be in action. So it's unfortunate that will not come, but most likely, we are confirming that in the next match when we will come for the pre-match. So we will definitely discuss about that match as well. So yeah.
So, okay, on that note, we are closing today's show. Please keep an eye on Rev Sports. Please like, share, and subscribe. And please do not forget to comment. Thank you so much.